Hey, this is RP Varela, and today I'm gonna show how I made all those 32 by 32 faces that someone asked me how I do it, so this is my process. So first you select what your preferred skin tone is. I have this palette of my own here, like I have like several peach skin tones, I have some browns and blacks, so I'm gonna go with this one, just to be default, I guess. 21 is the pixel size of my brush. I just click once, and then I select it. Select, modify, contract, 1 pixel circle brush, there. That's the easiest way to get an outline, I think. Better than because the circle tool is not the same. Oh, it is. Well, never mind. But I guess I'm used to doing like this anyway. And then I'm gonna draw a line about here to make it a 3/4 perspective, and my goal is usually to have this be 24 pixels tall. I will go 23 if I want to draw the face of a child, because they are usually less defined in the jaw and such. I'll go 25 if someone has a very defined chin, but 24 is my default. So I select this area. You can see down here, hang on, there, 24 pixels tall. And when you select an area, these dots that appear around the selection boxes, you can drag around. These two here signal the middle point, exactly the middle point of this selection. So I use this as a marker to place the eyes. And in this, I make this eye 3 pixels wide and this one 4 pixels wide, to give it that perspective and to make it consistent with one another. So that's all the eyes I make are like this. I'll sometimes like erase a corner, or I'll erase a corner here to make it a little different, but yes. Sometimes I will also make it a space of 4 pixels between the eyes if I want to have more room to make a bigger nose or something, but usually I do it like this. So place 2 lines here to define the bottom of the face, and then I start drawing. Like, okay, this is where you can start playing with the face shape. Like, this is a very straight jaw, I guess. You can make it a little curvier. This is a little too chubby, I guess, but you can make it like this a bit, so a very defined chin. But anyway, whatever you do, you're gonna connect this to this point, of course. And I like to make it all the way up here, because it's well, when you have a face, the cheekbone kind of protrudes a bit, so it's not gonna be like this, you know? You wanna give it a little volume. See, on the other side, you're gonna try and do the same thing. I'm gonna use a different color here just to better illustrate, because it's gonna blend with this one. But it would be the same color, so maybe about here. And that's when I'm gonna start, maybe it can be a little less extreme. Let me just do a, yeah, no, this is looking, let me try, I gotta experiment a bit, because I haven't been doing this in a bit. So what I like to do is usually, yeah, no, this is fine. Maybe a 3 here instead. Hang on, let me try with a 3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, this is right. Okay, I got it. And then about the same height as this one. And then I delete these lines a bit, and then of course this has to fold in a bit, because that's when where the neck's gonna come down from. So you want to leave a little space. Anyway, let's color this as it was before. And then I delete the circle line here. Now we have a skull, right? I can maybe, and you can look like at the preview here to define if you're happy with it, like if you wanna go a little further or a little less than this. Anyway, there it is. The next step for me is to pick a darker shade and define the nose. I like to pull the nose from here, because the space, if you feel your face, the space between your eyes is sunk in relation to the face. Like, this is the brow, this is the nose, this space is a little sunk, so you could make it even darker if you wanted. But I like to cast a shadow here, and I'm gonna play around with the nose. You can make like a very big nose like this. You can make a more cartoony nose. You can play around with the shapes, right? You can make a curvy, pointy nose. So there are many ways you can experiment with this. Anyway, let me show, look, just a basic nose here, just to, yeah, sure. This seems like a good enough nose. I'm gonna paint this real quick, just so we can better see what's going on here. I'm gonna use a darker tone. This is a little low on contrast. There we go, nose. And I use the same color to pull a mouth here. I make the mouths like this. You can, like, because I'm gonna make a lot of different expressions in this package, I use this format. So then let's think about this here. I'm gonna cast a shadow. Oops, that means my mouse is kind of messed up. So I'm gonna cast a shadow here, something like this maybe, where I'll color this back side of the head, and this will give me the room to make the ear. So the ears I usually, so if you're looking at a face head on, no, like if the camera isn't the same height as the eye line, the ears, the top of the ear will line up with the eye line, the bottom of the ear will line up with the tip of your nose. So maybe like this. So what I can do is like play with the shape of the ear a bit. Oops, that's you can make it like this. You can make it like maybe like this a little bit. So you can play around with the shapes too. You don't have to have the same ear for everyone. So choose what you want. Remember, like old people, you can go a little lower because their ears tend to droop a bit more. But anyway, choose your ear shape. There you go. And what I like to do here is maybe like define it a little more so it's clearly the ear here. I could go like this. This one's a little, I think it's curving a little too much. Let me. Nah, okay, there we go. This is good enough. So, and I usually use a darker shade. Like the next dark shade would be this orange here in my palette. So I'm gonna just place a dot here, something like this, to make the ear hole. Sometimes I like to shine it a little bit, but we'll see. Then I'm gonna pick an eye color. Let's give him blue eyes. Why not? And there you go. That's a face. Then next up, I will select a hair color. Usually I'll go like, let's go black just because it's right here, and make it the eyebrow. You can play with the eyebrow shape too. You can make like thicker eyebrows. You can make like eyebrows that curve a bit. You can make eyebrows that go like this and then immediately drop, like more of a straight line. But the important thing is you make them the length of the eyes. And as you're not going to be able to see much, you can push this one, and I'm going to show you why. So this is the next step before the eyebrows, actually. I like to define the brow because this circle is too perfect for a circle. It's not how humans' head are. So I like to thicken the brow a bit so you can see, maybe a little too much. There you go. More defined head. So going back to the eyebrows now, you can go over this one eye, because remember, this is just the eyes curving around the head. We can see the whole thing, right? From this perspective. Like, make it thick eyebrows if you want. You can give it some space between the eyes and the eyebrows, like if you want this. Though if you do this, I would suggest like shading them. They cast a little shadow, I guess. This nose could be a little bigger, okay. But let's say you choose this color. Then what I would do is choose the next lighter color for the hairline. Let's give him like bold pattern, like as an example. You can like maybe do something like this, yes? And you'll remember that, okay, that's a little too far, okay. Remember that when you are drawing the hair, you gotta go ahead in front of the ear for the sideburns. And this could be your hair here. You can color this like so. Short hair, but that's just the hairline. If you want more volume, you can like draw hair actually. You could use the darker tone from the eyebrow again, make like the hair appear in the back here. As an example. Of course, this is just a messy sketch, but you can draw it like this. So you can make the hair like have a little spike hair. There are ways you can make hair work. So if you're gonna make long hair, I would advise you draw the neck first and the clothes. So I'm gonna do this now. Use your darker tone, and you can pull a neck like from about the height of the ear. The hair is gonna curve a bit. You can curve it in the front a little bit first, and then you can do this. You don't have to go all the way because it's gonna be here, and then you can go around the middle of the chin or middle of the mouth, like so. Paint it, and there you go. He has a neck. This one is a little too forward, actually. Yeah, this is better. And if you want to draw like a shirt or something, you can just, I like to start drawing the collar first. And then I just pull shoulders from this. This collar is a little too high. Hang on, yeah. I like to pull the shoulders from here, because you're not going to see the whole thing. It's just a portrait, right? There you go. He has a shirt. And if you want to define it more, you can like make the collar more visible with a darker tone. That's a guy right there. Like if you want to make long hair, then that's why I recommend you draw the collar and the shoulders and the neck, everything. Because if you want to draw hair, you might lose the markers. You're not going to be able to as easily place down the neck and everything. So like with hair, you want to like make wavy patterns. This hair is going to blend a bit. This palette is not the best for mixing up these colors. So let me just recolor his hair real quick to a blonde, I guess. Why not? He's blonde now. So you can like make something like this. And because this hair is going to be in the back of the head, you can like use a slightly darker shade. It's not going to be in the front. This kind of course, blends a bit with this. You could like make this if you want. But anyway, just a quick example. Doesn't really matter. Or you can make it a bright orange instead. Like the hair goes all the way down here. Like he has very long hair. And I say this because if you want to make the hair go over the shoulders, you want to have them placed before, so you don't lose track of what you're doing. So you could go something like this, I guess. Long wavy hair. And you can see it's going in front of the shoulders, so you don't lose that reference, right? And with hair, you gotta remember that if you wanna make like bundles of hair like this, they get thinner the further down it goes, right? And on the other side, you can just like suggest there are hair bundles like this. Just you can see it works like this. And for the actual hair, you can maybe make more wavy patterns. This is for longer hair, of course. Oops, no, okay, there we go. You can follow like this. You can make a negative space and you can make it wider as you go up. So it represents the hair getting closer to the top of the head. Give it more volume if you want. You can make like a little strand of hair like this. And I like to give it more volume by just making it longer than bigger than the head, right? Because it will have its own volume. There's a very long hair. You could like maybe make a little strand of hair here and there to make the shape more interesting, right? You can there. And if you want to draw in the hair, like make it wavy or something, you can like do this. Oh, the hair is curvy. You see, the wave continues in. And you can just like go nuts. You can make his hair like wild. You can maybe not this wild. Just like make a little to make sure the hair looks curly, I guess, if you don't want straight hair. Not curly, I guess wavy is the word. But you just play around. You can play around with all the shapes you want. And once you're done, you just make sure you shade them in a way that looks like they are coming down. Like this color is not ideal for this, so let's go back to this one. Nope, not what I wanted. Okay. Looks a little too much high contrast. And if you want to get highlights on your hair, I usually don't use them, but in some cases I will. You can like do a little highlight here, like, oh, this part of the hair is very shiny because the sun is hitting it. I feel like it pollutes a little too much, but oh, you do you. So anyway, that's how I draw hair.